Nah, can we need LaWanda back? Come on out. Come on. Come on up.
I heard that.
Can I? Hold on. Oh. Can I get my? Can we get the camera? Oh, there we go. Can I smile? I didn't know where you was at. You stand right here. Thank you. Thank you. Can she get out? Can she get her seat back? Can you give her seat back? Can you give her a seat back, please? All right. We still got one more chance for y'all to win. So if she won, then you can win. All right, it's the last question. Come on now. Hey, listen, we got one more question of the day that's on the third one on the sheet. And this question is geared toward, because I have a real problem with the Dayton Public Schools and the way things are going right now. So I don't like how it's going with our kids and how they're being treated, how they're being educated, because other school districts have a lot higher standard than our own kids in the city of Dayton. And that has to change some kind of way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm sure enough going to try to help. So my question is this. With the way the school system is set up and the way the curriculum is for our students, do you feel like that they're preparing our children more for college or for prison? Because I say that is because average prisoner in the penitentiary in Ohio has a 4th grade reading level. That's unacceptable for it. So if you're not getting that education, then they saying basically you're going to end up in the penitentiary. So this gives y'all opportunity, if you're an educator or things of that nature, y'all can kind of answer that question about that. We have somebody back there. Come up, please, since we ain't on mic. This is our singer, Janelle Jones. She was on her last show. So go ahead.
I think that's a good question. I think it's a little vague because I feel that our teachers are doing the best they can with what they have. Because
oh, okay, my fault.
I feel that the teachers are doing the best they can with what they have. Because I think the problem is it lies within the parent. A lot of us think the school is going to teach us everything, which is not true. We need to instill in our kids before they're even born. We need to know that our kids are great and they need to be destined for greatness, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was pregnant at the age of 17 and I was not going to be a statistic. I knew my kid was going to be great before he was born, and he's great now. And that's not to be considered arrogant. You need to feel that way about your kids, because who else is? I feel the school is just something that's going to teach my kids something that I may have forgotten to teach them at home. But they know when they're walking the door that I'm their teacher when they're at home, and that's their teacher when they're at school, and they're to respect them. And all I think of the school is just to teach the kids something extra that they don't know. I never depend on the school to teach my kid. And then another thing is the family unit. When you look at Dayton Public Schools, most of the people are single parents, and not single parents, but it's much harder when you don't have somebody there to help and support you. I could imagine how hard it is. I don't know how hard it is because, thank God, I'm not single, but I was raised by a single parent. I was raised by my father, which is, rare, but it's harder when there's one parent and all their time has to be stretched with the kids. But we have to take responsibility. I can't stand when parents try to blame the teachers and try to go up there and go up on the teacher when they're just trying to do their job. We need to invest more in our kids and not rely on the school system. Regardless if they're in Oakwood or Kettering, or if they're in Dayton, the kid should rely mainly on the parent to educate them and take them far in life.
All right. All right, do we have anybody else? Stacy, please come on. I got you. You gotta stand close to me, come on, Mike. You gotta stand close to me, come on, Mike. Go ahead.
I've been teaching for 9 years, and it's hard. My job is so hard. So that question, I kind of take offense to it because I feel like I'm doing the best I can do, and I try really hard, and I'm dealing with so much from the community, from outside things going on with the home. Like she said, you got parents that don't even care, and I'm giving my all, and then my children are going home, and there's nobody to help them with their homework. There's nobody to tell them if they're doing right or not. So then when they come back to me and they say, well, Miss Williams, I couldn't get my homework done last night. There was nobody to help me. Or my mom said she couldn't understand this. Can you help me? So it's like it's so much stress on us, and we have to get them to pass the OAT. But where's our help, our outside help? And then with Dayton Public Schools, we don't have the curriculum we need. We don't have the curriculum that Huber Heights has and that West Carrollton has. We don't have those type of resources. Our money is being spent on different things that have nothing to do with the education that for the kids. So, you know, when I get up every day, in my mind, I'm not preparing children for downfall. I'm preparing them to be the best that they can be. And I got the scores to prove it. Now, not to say that all the teachers, you know, aren't doing their best, but some teachers are really trying and really doing a good job. So, I mean, until you are a teacher yourself and you're in there and you're 30, you have 30 kids in a classroom, you are the doctor, you are the psychologist, you are the mother, you are the father, and you're the teacher, it's hard, you know. So it's just for somebody to say that this Dayton Public Schools is letting the kids down, well, it's everybody, it's the whole community that's got to come together. And so, you know, it's bigger than that. So that was, I just had to speak on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's exactly what I want to know, because I am on the outside. You got something too? I know you got something to say. Go ahead, one sentence.
So just to add on to what they said, so when we say community, we all know who our trifling cousins are. That means you know that your first cousin, your second cousin, your third cousin, your generation might not be taking care of their kids, so you go get them and help them. Because tribal people, I mean, they can change, but they might not. So as a community, that means we go get them when we know their parents aren't doing what they need to be doing.
All right. We're going to have a spin-off show just for her. I mean, we got somebody else. Come on, please. Please come up, because this is a whole, we got to know what, I'm just asking the question.
This question kind of hits me too, because I'm one of those Dayton public school kids. You know, I lived in every hood in Dayton, Parkside, the Bass, the Hilltop, you name it, I lived there. Both my parents sold drugs. You know, both my parents is on the streets. You know, I should have failed. According to everybody in my life, I should have failed. But, you know, I made it through. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person to ever graduate on my side of the family. And that's because that's because we wanted, you know, my parents wasn't always there. You know, my dad told me, go get as many women as you want. My mama didn't care if I went to school, you know. But it was something inside of me that said, you know, I didn't want to fail, you know what I'm saying? And if I got the means to go ahead and do this, you know, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to school, you know, I'm going to try my hardest, and it really don't matter if, you know, I don't know, it don't matter if you coming from wherever you coming from, but we just got to make it to where we want to succeed. And you got to make your child believe that they can. I believed in myself that I can do it no matter where I came from. And I have a lot of friends, you know, I went to Dunbar High School. I got a lot of friends as doctors, lawyers, and got their own business coming out of Dunbar High School, which a lot of people felt was the worst high school in the city. So it's basically what you want to do, and you got to make your kids feel like, you know, they can do it. You know, make them believe in themselves, and then they accomplish whatever they want to accomplish.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody, you don't get another question. You said one. Well, like I said, that's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the question. Some of the questions may be difficult, because if we don't ask these questions, we'll never get them answered. And like I said, I can kind of vouch for Corey that I grew up kind of hard. I lived in a lot of different projects. I didn't have a lot of parent support. Still don't have a lot of parent support biologically anyway. And I'm not putting them out there, but they did the